Felipe Massa, Felipe Massa, Felipe Massa. Yeah, so Felipe Massa is in court now, so he's full on with his defensive about the 2008 World Championship. He's trying to take one of well, he's not actually trying to get one of Lewis's championships from the 2008 championship. So a bit of a backstory about that. So 2008 World Championship, Renault in Singapore that year, they did some crooked stuff. Fernando Alonso. So Fernando Alonso and his teammate PK, Renault was under some pressure, and they had to perform that year, or I think the Renault, well, the organization itself was gonna take Renault Formula One team off. They'll kick them out, remove themselves from F1. So they were under pressure, which Pat Fry and Briatore was the big wigs at that time. So they came up with a plan to spin out, and Ferrari and Renault, well, Renault will either get the win or get the most points as much as possible in terms of championship points for that year. So it never happened. Pat Simmons got a 5-year ban. Briatore got a lifetime ban from Formula One, but eventually overturned that, so he was back in Formula One either way. Fernando Alonso, I can't remember what happened to him. I think he got a fine or championship points or something, but either way, at the race in Brazil that year, Massa was up for championship. They on the last lap, I remember this video. His family started celebrating all that stuff. He swore that they had this championship and all that stuff. I think it was the last race because Abu Dhabi and stuff wasn't back then. And then it started raining, and Timo Glock got overtaken by Lewis on the second to last lap or the last lap. And it was just a whole uproar. Massa eventually found out that he didn't win. His family was just distraught, man. But yeah, that's the whole thing. But apparently Ferrari, which Massa drove for that year, was kind of, in terms of points, they messed up in the same Singapore race. They messed up his pit stop. So if they didn't mess up his pit stop, he would have had more points for that race, which in 5 weeks later, it actually came out and bit him in his. But it's water under the bridge. Either way, so Massa's in court right now, trying to sue for lost wages. Obviously, most drivers, they get a some kind of incentive. They get a bonus when they win a championship. So he's suing for money that he could have gotten if he won the championship that year with Ferrari. Now, Bernie Ecclestone, who was the owner back then, he instigated all this nonsense. Now, personally, he's the one who covered it up. If I was Massa, I would have sued his punk ass, because he's the one who initiated all this. The interview was earlier this year, and that's when Massa wanted to make a move then. Bernie Ecclestone was the one who was in charge then. So he's the one, but either way, that's just my personal opinion. Yeah, so enough about that. We'll see what happens. Chances are there's nothing going to happen. Lewis is still going to have his championship. His 8th champion. I'm just playing. Either way, nothing's going to happen. He's trying to sue for, I guess, lost wages. I doubt anything is going to come from that. So, yes, on to another story. Damon Hill comes out and said that the racing in Formula One is a bit boring at the moment, which it is, depending on what you're watching the races for, because everyone watches the races for different things. It could be teams development. It could be overtakes. It could be undercuts type performance. It could be drivers type of driving, like short corners, long corners, whatever it is. Most of the masses, like the DTS, the new fans just came for Drive to Survive. They watch for more overtake and more action on track, which they haven't really been that much in the front. Um, so Damon Hill suggests that all three tire compounds should be used in every race: the hards, the mediums, and the softs, which it will force all cars, all drivers, all teams to make 2 pit stops per race. Um, it's a possibility that that might make it more interesting. They spoke about it. Everyone spoke about it about a year ago about, but nothing ever came of it. So I don't know what happened. No one really knows. And Lewis also came out and said that Max is probably going to race and dominate the sport until 2026 when there's a reg change. So what do you feel about that? He's right. Right now they have a hell of a lead. They understand the regulations way more than everyone else. So we'll see what happens. Let me know what y'all think. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. We will speak later. Bye.